Let's take a look at some of the top stories of the hour. The US military is flying drones over Gaza to monitor the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, according to the New York Times. The surveillance flights approved by Israel aim to give Washington an independent view of developments on the ground through a new joint coordination center. The United Nations warns that at least 1.5 million people in Gaza need emergency assistance as returning residents find their homes reduced to rubble and basic supplies scarce. Hamas says factions in Cairo have agreed to form an independent technocratic committee to govern post-war Gaza. Israeli settlers allegedly stormed the West Bank village of Al-Mer'aya overnight, setting 3 cars on fire and clashing with residents. The attack comes days after olive harvesters were targeted in the same area, part of a growing pattern of violence during harvest season. Hamas official Izzat Al-Rishq slams Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich for saying Saudi Arabia should, quote, keep riding camels if it demands a Palestinian state. Rishq calls the comments brazen and racist, saying they reflect the Zionist movement's long-standing contempt towards Arabs and Muslims. Now, US President Donald Trump is set to test his deal-making capabilities as he leaves for a highly anticipated trip to Asia, where he will attend numerous summits in a region battered by his hardball trade policies. His 5-day tour will start in Malaysia with stops in Japan and South Korea and will be his longest journey abroad since taking office in January. US and Chinese officials start talks in the Malaysian capital of Kuala Lumpur on the sidelines of the ASEAN summit to discuss a trade deal prior to a face-to-face meeting with their respective presidents later this week. This comes as the US president threatens Beijing with new 100% tariffs and China puts restrictions on rare earth minerals. US President Donald Trump says he's open to meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un while in South Korea, adding they get along very well. He also confirms plans to meet Brazil's President Lula da Silva at an ASEAN summit in Malaysia, saying tariff talks could be on the table under the right circumstances. At least 2 people are killed and 8 are injured after Russia launches a ballistic missile attack on Kiev, igniting fires across multiple districts of the capital. Fire crews are rushed to affected areas as non-residential buildings burn and a kindergarten is damaged, marking another escalation ahead of winter. Now, we of course start this hour in the Middle East, where US Secretary of State Marco Rubio voiced hope for the quick formation of an international force to monitor the Gaza ceasefire, as Palestinian factions agree